Welcome back to the channel. We wanted to take a moment and be sure you knew how grateful we were for all your support. Your ongoing support is what helps us make psychology and mental health more accessible to everyone. Now let's continue. Gaslighting is a word that's used a lot in the media these days. But what does gaslighting actually mean? The term originates from the Patrick Hamilton's original 1939 stage play Gaslight, where a husband psychologically manipulates his wife. In the story, the husband attempts to convince his wife that she is insane by manipulating small elements of their environment and insisting that she is mistaken, remembering things incorrectly when she points out the changes he makes. The play's title alludes to how the abusive husband slowly dims the gaslights in their home, while pretending nothing has changed, in an effort to make his wife doubt her own perceptions. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse, where someone leads you to question your own reality, memory, or perceptions. So, here are 10 examples of what gaslighting can sound like. As a disclaimer, we want to note that not everyone who says these phrases is automatically a gaslighter. Gaslighting is intentional, and a gaslighter knows exactly what they're saying and what they're doing. 1. What did I do to you? If someone responds to you this way, they may genuinely not know what they have done and are asking you about it. But when it's gaslighting, they are aware they have done something to hurt you and are pretending to play dumb. In defensively posing this question to you, they are denying the impact they had on you and are also forcing you to question it. 2. Everyone around you isn't the problem. The problem is you. This is sometimes used as a way to shut down the conversation or dialogue for whatever is happening. This type of language is often referred to as victim blaming, where the gaslighter will make statements that cause you to feel like you are the problem, even when you have fallen victim to something such as bullying or abuse and the situation is outside of your direct control. 3. I'm sorry you feel that way. When someone's hurt you and they say something like this, then it is not a true apology. Instead, it's a way to make you feel like you are the problem. They say that they're sorry that you feel the way you do, rather than apologizing for what they've done or how they made you feel. 4. I don't remember saying that. I think you made that up. This is the go-to phrase that a gaslighter will use to intentionally get you to question your experience, behavior, and thoughts in order to take the focus off of them. 5. It's your anxiety that made me do the things I do. This is a common response when a gaslighter gets called out for their behavior. They use this as a reason to justify their own negative behavior when in fact, they should take responsibility for their own actions instead of choosing to blame you. 6. You need help. This term is used to imply that you are the problem and that you need to address your issues rather than them having to work through their own issues. This is a shutdown response to avoid working things through with you. 7. It's your fault. People who gaslight will neglect any responsibility for their actions or for a situation. Instead, they will directly blame others. This can be a repetitive cycle where you may be made to feel like something is your fault, even if it isn't. You may even apologize for things that aren't your fault to make peace with them. 8. You're too emotional. This implies that your characteristics are seen as flaws, and this can make you question your own sense of who you are. 9. It's not a big deal. People who gaslight have a tendency to minimize the impact that something has on you. They may make you feel like you are making a bigger deal out of something when you are within your right to talk about things that are bothering you and express yourself openly. 10. Why are you so defensive all the time? You're attacking me. This is a common phrase used when you challenge a gaslighter. They have a tendency to flip the conversation towards you and make it out like you are the one who is in the wrong. By accusing you of being defensive and that you're attacking them, then they become the victim. Do any of these phrases sound familiar to you? These are only some of the things a gaslighter will say to you. You may have heard these before or even said them yourself, but this does not necessarily mean you have been gaslighted or that you are a gaslighter. Gaslighting is intentional, and a gaslighter knows full well what they are saying and what they are doing. We encourage you to seek help or guidance if you suspect that gaslighting has played a role in your life. Please like and share this video if it helped you and you think it can help someone else too. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
Of manipulation. manipulation are the same, because not everyone operates the same way. Manipulation can range from being subtle to being aggressive and physical. There are many reasons why people try to manipulate others, whether that is from jealousy, fear, or poor communication skills, among others. There are also many ways that people can manipulate others. We'll be discussing 10 of the most common ways in this video. And now, let's see 10 ways people manipulate to get what they want. Number 1, passive aggressiveness. Passive aggressiveness is a way for people to express anger without being violent, but it can also work as a way to manipulate. In many cases, it is used to give backhanded comments, make people feel guilty, or feel as if the abuser could explode at any moment, and confuse the victim. A type of passive-aggressive manipulation is threatening to hurt themselves. Much like the example above, they might threaten to hurt or kill themselves or someone else in order to get a certain reaction from you. The tactic is to teach you a lesson, saying, "I'll hurt myself to hurt you," says an article on the Goodman Project. It's appealing for your sympathy, aimed at making you feel guilty. It's attention-seeking drama, aimed at you and gaining control again. Along with threatening, passive aggressiveness can also come with psychological manipulation, stonewalling, and sarcasm, among others, according to the Goodman Project. Number 2, moving goalposts. Moving goalposts is when one person puts up a goal, i.e., we will do this when, and then ends up changing their mind, which culminates in adding more or different requirements to reach a certain goal. These requirements usually satisfy the abuser and have no benefit to the victim. By moving the goals, the manipulator keeps the victim hanging by a thread, as well as under control. Good therapy offers an example. For example, a bully may use their coworkers' clothes as an excuse to harass them. If the individual changes outfits, the bully may claim the person won't deserve professional respect until they change their hairstyle, their accent, or another miscellaneous trait. Number 3, manipulation of facts. When an abuser tries manipulating facts, they will change or look for the statistics that benefit them. A manipulator will actively lie to you, make excuses, blame you, or strategically share facts about them and withhold other truths, states WebMD. In doing this, they feel they are gaining power over you and gaining intellectual superiority. The more believable it is, the less likely the other person will go to verify that information. This makes the manipulator feel as if they have some type of psychological and mental advantage over the victim. Number 4, cruel humor. Using cruel humor, such as jokes, to insult or demean someone with the excuse that it's just a joke, is a way to break down the victim emotionally and mentally. But it also works to make others see the victim in a different light if cruel humor is used often in front of the same people. This tactic, used by manipulators, is meant to poke at your weaknesses and make you feel insecure, states WebMD on their site. By making you look bad, they have a sense of psychological superiority. Number 5, exaggeration and generalization. Vagueness is often hard to confront or dispute, which is why manipulators like to generalize things so much. According to Ross E. Collins, generalization and exaggeration enhance the glittering effect. The glittering effect is a situation that serves in painting what is said in a good light, instead of a negative one by how the person says things. It also makes it harder to see holes in their arguments. There's really nothing specific or out front that the victim can grab on and throw back at the abuser, although they might feel that something is wrong. This will leave them confused and trying to analyze what is happening. Number 6, lying. If they don't use exaggeration or generalization, an abuser will use lies to try to get you to believe in whatever they say. When they are caught, they will lie on top of the lie to keep the illusion going as much as possible. Lying is the primary tool manipulative people use to continue living a hidden life. The manifestation can be as simple as, "I was late to work because I overslept," or as complex as, "I got fired because my boss felt threatened by my superior knowledge," says Red Mountain Sedona, a clinic for helping young people overcome difficulties and thrive. When lying is used as a primary tool, it becomes a cycle of deceit that not only traps the liar, but also the people surrounding the liar. A person who has fallen prey to such behavior becomes an expert at lying and deceiving in an effort to pursue a destructive lifestyle. Red Mountain continues, the poor decisions and choices move into the driver's seat, and the person begins to feel like a passenger who has little or no control over the journey. In order to break out of this cycle of deceit, it's important to become aware of it first, and then get help. Number 7, insecurities. Playing on someone else's insecurities is a sure way to bring them down, while at the same time making them think things that aren't true. Manipulators exploit these insecurities or weaknesses for their pleasure or their need to feel in control or above you. They may make fun of you, make you feel small and insignificant, or be passive-aggressive, among other things, all until you break down and believe that you truly are worthless. Number 8, fear. In general, when someone is confronted by a fear, they may run, hide, or freeze, similar to how someone reacts to a dangerous situation. But abusers only look for one thing when they're using your fear against you. They are looking to keep you exactly where you are, frozen, and under their control. To create this fear, they may use psychological and emotional tactics, as well as physical intimidation, even threats to your loved ones, or threats relating to exposing some information you don't want out there. Remember our story about your significant other threatening to kill themselves or someone else if you leave them? As you can see, threats can also include strangers, as this type of tactic is used to reach your empathy and respect towards people you don't know. Number 9. Silent treatment. The silent treatment is another manipulation tactic where the abuser tries to make you submit to their demands by withholding affection, time together, and communication, and making you feel guilt and shame for something they say you did wrong, which most likely turns out to be something that you actually did right, but that threatens the abuser's sense of control. According to Good Therapy, it is also used to punish or make the victim fearful, as silent treatment can also become psychological manipulation. Number 10. Recruiting others to help. Good Therapy gives this example of an abusive parent asking family members to remind a child how much the parent has sacrificed for the child. Of course, this doesn't only happen in parent-child relationships. It can also happen between romantic partners, where one partner goes to their mutual friends or even family to get support in something they said that they know will bring you down. It can happen between so-called friends or work colleagues as well. It is good to note that the other people being recruited don't always know what's going on, and they might just agree based on the perceptions they have, not necessarily the abuse that's going on between the abuser and the victim, since it's possible that the recruited people aren't even aware of it. The social pressure may convince the child or person to stop complaining about abusive behavior, finishes Good Therapy. Remember that a manipulator, such as an abuser, can combine these and other tactics not mentioned here in order to get what they want. It also depends on the situation that is being lived at the moment. If you think you're being manipulated, we suggest going to a professional or a trusted third party. We hope that this has helped you in dipping your toe in and starting to recognize manipulation tactics. Let us know in the comments what you think and how you were able to overcome your own manipulation. Follow us on our YouTube channel for more tidbits about psychology and relationships. Thanks for watching.